Good afternoon and welcome back for another FlossTube. This is FlossTube number 26. I'm Celeste and this is Celeste Creates. It is Friday afternoon, September 10th, and it is actually really lovely here today. It's still, I think, what most people would consider hot, but for us you can tell a little bit of a difference in the air. Not quite fall, but maybe the humidity is just a little less or something, but it's noticeably nicer today, so we're enjoying that little bit of a respite from the heat. So I'm hoping to spend a little time in the backyard tonight and enjoy the shade and the wind chimes and all that pretty stuff. Once it cools off, I'll do another FlossTube video outside. If you are a new viewer or subscriber, welcome. I have a good bit of progress to share with you today. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thanks for joining me once again. My last video, it's been almost over 3 weeks, I think. I've done a few quilting things in between there, a few quilting videos, but my last official FlossTube was on August 19th. So, but I'm back and I've been stitching, and I think in my last quilty tube video was, it was called Hauling It All, and I kind of feel that way this time too. So I've been stitching it all and loving every moment of it. So welcome. I'm super excited to have you here with me today. It's always so much fun. I just feel like I'm talking to my friends, and I always enjoy the comments. I enjoy the emails you send me. Someone sent me an email about something recently. It may have had to do with quilting. He said, I hope I'm not bothering you with my emails, and let me just say, no, you're not. I wouldn't leave my email if I didn't want you to email me. So it's not a bother, and I love seeing pictures of things you're making and chatting with you. It's always fun. It's really fun. So thank you. Let's see what else has been going on. We did get my daughter up to Benedictine in Kansas, all moved in. She's having a wonderful time, and she auditioned for the a cappella group, and she's really excited because she got a callback audition for that. So she was always a dancer, but she's always had an incredible voice as well. And so it's really fun to see her be able to use that. And she's been singing at the mass, like one of the masses during the week, and it just sounds like she's having a really good time. And I think she's studying in there too somewhere. So, and my son is doing great and loving every minute of it. And we are back to school this week. I mean, we've been back to school for a couple weeks, but this was our first full week back at school. And even it was a little kind of out of the ordinary. Yesterday was my birthday, and so we took kind of officially took the day off from school. It was more like, y'all might have some work you need to do, but mom's not going to grade any of it today. I will do it tomorrow. So they have more school to complete today and may have a little bit to do over the weekend. So next week will be a more normal week. And of course, next week I think we add on somebody adds on a science class, and then all three boys that are here at home add on basketball practices beginning next week. So all the basketball practices are local to us, which is really nice, but considering that the homeschoolers are kind of spread out in the southeast area of Houston, and thankfully the practices are all relatively close to us, but they're all three in different locations, so it's gonna be fun. We'll see how it goes. So I had a great birthday yesterday. I think I posted on Instagram. My husband and my three boys here at home spoiled me with excellent meals and gifts, and they let me stitch all day, and we had a great time. And my two older ones called me, and I got just so many wonderful birthday wishes, texts and calls and cards and messages on Instagram. So thank you so much, all of you. It was a beautiful, blessed birthday. So, all right, first I want to talk a little bit. It's Sampler September, right? And when I did my last video, I was talking a little bit about kind of some of my plans for Sampler September, my favorite month of the year. Not like I need an excuse to stitch samplers, because that's what I do most of the time anyway, but I'm just happy that there's a whole month dedicated to it. So I've been participating in Sampler September, which is, I think, the hashtag for those that are not reproduction samplers. And then if I don't get this right, I'll post it below, but September Sampler Soiree hashtag is for reproduction samplers. And so far, that's what I've been working on. But I use both hashtags anyway. In my last video, I had done a giveaway, and in the giveaway, I'd said I'd love to hear what your plans are for Sampler September, if you have any. Or, you know, do you not like samplers? I was just interested to hear some sampler talk. So that was really fun. And so I thought, I want to really, because sometimes people were asking what really is a sampler. And so I did a little bit of reading, not much. I really would love, I know there's some beautiful books out there to read about samplers, and I'd love to get one of those. I went to our library to look for some books on samplers, but our, I don't know, they reduced the stock at our city library by so much, and it was really, I guess I hadn't been in a while because of COVID, and I was really kind of bummed at how few books there were. I mean, there were books, granted there's a lot of books, but knowing how many books had been there before, I don't know where they all went. Anyway, there were no sampler books. So I guess one thing I looked at was, well, what is the general definition for a cross-stitch sampler? And it's, you know, a piece of embroidery, or technically a cross-stitch. And I think it was, in some ways, it was produced as a specimen of achievement. It was modeling what a young girl or a lady could do, her mastery of stitching, or mastery of different types of stitches, of her skill in needlework. And when I think of a sampler, I think of it including alphabets, motifs, maybe a verse, figures or people, decorative borders. I think those are all really kind of important elements of a sampler. And one thing I read said that, well, technically everything that you cross stitch is a sampler because it is a demonstration of your skill at stitching. And I like that. But I think what I want to come back to is that most of the time, I think when we're talking about samplers, we're talking about something that either is a historical reproduction or has the feel of, you know, isn't new, isn't old, but has the feel of an antique sampler. So I think that's what most of us are referring to when we're talking about samplers. And so I guess that's kind of how I view a sampler. It doesn't always have to have an alphabet, but most of the time it does. So I say that, oh, I thought this was interesting. Somebody compared it to, you know, getting a box of chocolates. They said Whitman's, but here we like Russell Stover chocolates. And so getting that sampler box of Russell Stover chocolates, and you know, there's a little bit of everything in there, and you can try them all. And so in some ways, a sampler is like that box of chocolates. There's a little bit of everything. There's this kind of motif. There's the pretty border. There's some alphabet. There might be a verse, some flowers, the dog, you know, just whatever. It has some variety to it. So I thought that was really kind of a neat comparison. So I think the thing that surprised me the most in the comments when people were talking about samplers was not that people disliked samplers. I think that's fine. I think everybody, kind of like Lori Holt says, you're the boss of your own quilt, or you're the boss of your own cross stitch, and your cross stitch is supposed to be what you enjoy, not what somebody else enjoys. And so if you don't like samplers, then great, but that's fine, right? Everybody stitch what you love. Isn't that what Brenda says? Stitch what you love, stitch what makes you happy. But one comment that was repeated multiple times was, I don't think I'm good enough to stitch a sampler, or I can't stitch a sampler because I don't stitch on linen, or I'm not that advanced. And I just don't go for that. I really don't. That's not my, that's not the way I operate. And so I kind of see some of what I want to do here, you know, whether it's encouraging you to maybe finish some of your own projects or quilt your own projects, is that you can do it. I don't have any more skill at cross stitch than anybody else. I mean, to me, I'm just a little, you know, I'm just a little beginner compared to somebody who's been stitching as long as, say, Carol Saltbox Stitcher or Brenda, or, you know, just these beautiful stitchers that, you know, we all look up to, or the designers. I'm just a beginner, right? I learned when I was 10 or 11, and I barely did any, and, you know, now in the last couple of years I've picked it back up, and I don't think I have any special gift at making X's that makes me more able to do a sampler. My thought is if you want to do a sampler, you can do a sampler. There is nothing inherently hard or difficult about samplers. There may be some harder stitches or some harder elements of a particular sampler, but don't start with those. Start with something simple. Start with a sampler that has no over one. Start with a smaller sampler. Start with a sampler that has no specialty stitches. There's so many out there, even antique reproduction samplers that don't have those elements in them. And so my thought is, if you want to do a sampler, you can do a sampler. There's nothing, I don't have a gift. I don't have any gift. I make X's and I follow the chart and enjoy it. Secondly, you can stitch a sampler even if you're only stitching on Aida. Yes, samplers that have specialty stitches and especially over one stitching in them would be, I don't know if they're not doable on Aida, but pretty much, right? You can't do those on Aida. But there's plenty of samplers out there that have no over one and no specialty stitches, and you should be able to stitch a sampler that has all just regular X's on Aida. So don't let that stop you either. And as far as it taking a long time, well, that's just personal preference. If you're not interested in a sampler because you feel like you don't have the patience it's going to take to complete such a large project, that's fine too. You're the boss of your own stitching. But there's plenty of samplers out there that are smaller and that you can accomplish. So I guess I just want to give everybody some encouragement. Not that everybody has to like samplers or want to stitch samplers, but that if you want to stitch a sampler, you can stitch a sampler. So those are my encouraging words for today. So, you know, take them or leave them. That's what I got. All right, so let's move into what I've been working on these past several weeks while I have been away from FlossTube. All right, so we're going to talk about whips right now. First one I want to show you is the first thing I picked up right after I filmed last time. I think I had showed it to you in its beginning stages. It is Liberty's Welcome. I'll turn it this way. By Plum Street Samplers. I love this chart. And when I showed it to you last time, I had been working on getting a lot of things outlined so that I could take it that following weekend on our drive to Kansas to get our daughter moved into college, so that I could do some stitching in the car and it would just be fill-in work. And I knew that that was something I could easily do in the car. And so I made some more progress on that, and here it is. Here's what I accomplished. So I worked on this, looks like I worked on it to get it ready, and then I showed it to you, and then I worked on it those 3 days we were gone to Kansas, and I was able to get all that work done. some roof filled in and shutters and around the doorway there, and some bricks, and a little bit of green. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but it's a lot. So I really love this. I put it away and I haven't worked on it again yet, but it's a great one for me to pick up when I just need to fill in. Okay, I am stitching this on 36 count vintage country mocha. I love vintage country mocha, and I am doing this with the DMCs that are listed on the chart, with just a couple of conversions that Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts made, and those are the DMCs. They're so pretty. So there we go. I did make some good progress on that on our trip, and I'm not sure when I'll pick that one back up, but it's there and ready to go when I want to, right? Okay, I find that if I take a second here to fold things, put them back in the bag, zip the bag. This is one of my bags that I made, toss it on the floor. I don't have such a big mess when I'm done. Okay, I can always talk while I'm zipping. Next is one of my fall projects. I picked up right after that, not that one, I have two stuck in this one bag. This is a bag I made with some cute fall fabric that had like little pumpkin recipes. And that was before I decided I like the top zip version better. Okay. Oh, I'm such a chatty Cathy. Okay, so Feast of Friendship. I started this last year, and when I put it away, I had the whole house done, and you know, some other pieces. I had the letters done. I had this outside border done. I had the letters done. I had the outline of the pumpkin and the house done. So I had to finish the roof up here. That was not filled in. So I finished the roof and the chimneys. I did a couple little motifs. Did that star. I filled in all the pumpkin. Did this. Outlined. It's hard to see. Outlined the little compote. Put all the fruits in, and I did a bunch of the fruit. So I've made some really good progress on this, and this is going really quickly. And so my plan is at the end of Sampler September, at the beginning of October, I'm going to pick this back up and work on that. I am trying to remember. Hold on here. Oops, sorry. Ooh, what linen is this? This is Liberty Gathering Gray with all the called for threads. Sorry. Here's the chart. It is Blackbird design. And I'm stitching it as it's charted. I'm stitching it with all the called for colors. So yes, that's Liberty Gathering Gray. And there's the really pretty colors. I love these. Just so pretty. I love the blues. I mean, they're just rich colors. Love it. The purple. Okay, so that's one thing in this bag. And I guess I'll go ahead and, while I've got the bag here, I will pull out the other project that I'm also going to bring back out in the beginning of October. I think I showed this last time. I'll just show it real quick again. I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time on it, but it is Mighty Acorn from the Winds of Autumn book, and I want to pick this back up. Oops, still got the needle in it. I'm going to pick this back up at the beginning of October as well, because I really think I can finish. I think I can finish both this one and Feast of Friendship before before Thanksgiving. That'll be my goal. Not a big Halloween. I have a few Halloween decorations. It's I don't have much. Most of my decorating is for fall, and so I don't even think I have anything Halloween to stitch this year. Might do my crows, but even that's my fall. I leave those up all fall. So that is stitched on the 36 count Ren that is called for. So I'm really hoping come October, I will pick both of those back up and hopefully get those finished before Thanksgiving. That'd be my goal. All right. After that, I picked up, I'm not even sure why I picked this one up, but I did. I think I was just itching to work on my red sampler. So I picked up this one. This is I don't have one to show you. I can insert the picture right here. Sorry, right here. This, in effect, is called I don't speak French. Lettre de Carmine. Red letters. And it was a series it's by Reflet de Soie, and it's a series that I found the magazine, the digital version of the magazine, and bought the series. And I am stitching it on something lovely. Pause, please, while I do write this stuff down. I just can't believe I can't remember. I'm the kind of person, I can look at quilt fabric and tell you, for the most part, who made it, who the designer was. But I think I'm still learning about linen. I don't know that I can recognize it as well. Okay, there it is. This is light sand. I would never would have guessed that. This is light sand with Weeks Turkish Red. I love Turkish Red. It is so gorgeous. So I did a nice bit of work on this. So that's as wide as the sampler, and I filled in a bunch more. Aren't they beautiful? Goodness gracious. I think it's such a pretty sampler. It's gonna be long. But it is beautiful and I love it. So I worked on that for 3 or 4 days, I think. I think that's my my rhythm lately. I will pull out something that I want to work on and work on it for 3 or 4 days, sometimes longer, and either then feel like moving on to something else, or have something I wanted to start, or anyway. That's kind of my rhythm lately. All right, let me put this one in here in my cute bag. I love this fabric, but I made this bag. I'm not bragging at my bag, I'm bragging at the fabric designer. Look at that. Notting Hill. Oh, love that. I can look at the inside. Oh, love that fabric line. Okay. It's all a disease. Okay, next. So then Sampler September rolls around, September 1st, and I'm kind of hemming and hawing to my friend April and saying, I know I'm going to start a particular sampler on my birthday on September 9th. What do I work on until then? I don't know what I want to do. And so April suggested, well, which one are you closest to a finish on? I thought, that's a good idea. So it was real easy. I knew which one it was. It was one of my older whips, one of my oldest, and it is this beautiful sampler. And I'm so glad April suggested that, because I pulled it out and I worked on this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days straight. Made a whole lot of progress. It is Martha Davies 1830 by Chessie and me. I bought this really early last spring as COVID was getting going. I remember messaging my friend Christy, Crosshatch Quilts, hi Christy, and saying, okay, there's this sampler out there. I don't know what it is. I can't remember, but it's got this red house and it's got these gorgeous colored letters with aqua and pink, and help me find it. And she did. So I started this a long time ago, and so I pulled it back out and I made a ton of progress. So much so that I really want to finish it this month during Sampler September. So that's my goal. I had to get some more, I ran out of Classic Colorworks. All the flosses are Classic Colorworks. I feel like I'm talking fast today. Anyway, all the colors here are Classic Colorworks, and they're so pretty. Look at those. Barn Door. Oh, Cherry Cobbler, another of my favorite reds. What else have we got? English Ivy, Hazelnut, Hickory Sticks, Onion Skin. I love reading the names. This was Pine Needles, the one I ran out of. Oh, I love this color. Tartan Plaid, this blue. Love that blue. And I love this one, Tennessee Red Clay. And this one's kind of on a ring by itself because it goes back in my Kathy Barrick sampler, my Quaker. And Wavy Navy. I love that color. I love every color in this sampler. So thank you, April, for making me pull it back out and be mature and work on it. So I did. And I don't know much more. So there's kind of some mirror images over here on this side. There's like another, oh, this is getting hard. Let me see if I can drink this. I'm coming back. Sorry. I need to make a bigger design board. Okay. So over here, I couldn't finish the windows because I needed the pine needles. There's a tree just like that over here that I needed pine needles for. Oh, I'm a mess today. Okay. There's another animal over here, and I think this is mirrored. I know there's another one of those. So there's really not much left over here. Bring that green down and around. Finish these letters. Finish this over one alphabet. And finish, I did Martha. I need to do the Avies for Davies in over one, and then date and age. It's not taking me very long. And so, and what I did, wait, let me finish that. You probably can't see. So I had done, okay, y'all are gonna get mad at me and turn me off. Okay, let me clip this here. Okay. So I had stitched A through G quite a few months ago. The over one in this sampler calls for tent stitch, which is a half a cross stitch. So that's what I did. It was okay. It was before I'd really read up anymore, listened to people talk about stitching over one, so I didn't really know what I was doing. So, fast forward a week ago, pull this out, I decided I need to work on some of the over one. Already had this M done and the heart and the D and the A. So I wanted to do the rest of Martha's name. So I did the Artha in over one. But this time, these I had done, I did them stitching in hand. I stitch in hand all the time. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Christy. But I stitched these out in hand. Okay. So, since then, I've given in, and I will use a Q-snap, a small Q-snap for doing the over one, and it does make a whole heck of a lot of difference. My stitches are way better. So I did Artha in full cross. I wanted to see what it would look like. And I did it with my hoop, or my Q-snap, and I really loved it. You can see it. They're not perfect, but they're good. So then I was like, I don't think I like how this looks. So I went back and I saw it. Well, I won't tell you how dumb I was, but, well, maybe I will. So I was like, oh, April, I don't think I like it. I guess I'll rip all these out and do full cross stitches over one. And she was texting me. She's like, what? You're going to rip it out? Why would you rip it out? All you got to do is make the second leg of the cross. Yeah, okay. So, stitchers save lives. I did not have to rip it out. I was a little concerned that my tent stitch was messy, and that just making the second leg of the cross would look messy still, but it doesn't. It's so tiny, you can't tell. So I redid, you can tell maybe, I did the A and the B. I crossed that second leg and I like it much better. So I'm going to finish that. It goes really fast, relatively. I'll complain about it because I'm a much faster stitcher when I'm stitching in hand, but it gets the job done and it does look nice. So if you're trying to do over one and you are a person who stitches in hand, I know there is a method to stitch over one in hand. But I'm real happy with how it turns out with a Q-snap or a hoop. So that's my method for now. So I plan to finish Martha by the end of Sampler September. I think I can do that even with some new starts worked in there. So I love her. Look at those beautiful colors. She's gonna be gorgeous, all framed up. I love that house. Oh, that was the other thing about this. So like right here, this whole deer, and then I think each of these birds were supposed to be oblong cross stitches. And I think this grass underneath the deer as well. And I did them, and so really it's like it's the same height as a regular cross stitch, but it's only one wide. So it's like over one but too high. Anyway, it just looked packed and messy and I didn't love it, and it was taking forever, and so I just did full crosses, and anywhere where there was a half a stitch, because it was an oblong cross stitch, I did an oblong cross stitch. It's hard to see here, but I'm happy with the way it turned out. It's not exactly the way it's charted, but so that I hope to be sharing with you a finish come the end of September. Maybe by my next video. That would be fun. So that's Martha Davies, and that is 36 count R&R Abecedarian and all the conflict threads. All right, so then, oopsie, forgot my chart. I had been waiting to start this chart. This was going to be my birthday start, and somebody commented on my post on Instagram, and they said, what's a birthday start? Why, I see people talk about that. I don't understand what that is. I said, it's really just an excuse to start a new cross stitch piece, and it's a great day to celebrate, you know. So hey, start something new on your birthday. So there's really no big deal. Okay, so I do not have the chart picture to show you with me. I will insert a picture here. This is the coveted ES spot motif sampler. It is an out of print chart, and somebody graciously loaned it to me so that I could stitch it, and I'm so very thankful. And so I got my colors, and I am taking advantage of my loan, and again, I started it for my birthday. So it is, again, it's an out of print sampler, ES spot motif sampler. It was by a designer called A Female Worth, and I started this on my birthday, and like I said, I stitched almost all day yesterday except when I was eating. So I chose a beautiful piece of one of my favorite linens. One of my favorite linens is the 36 count Faustina linen by Tropical Stitches. Actually, I love all her linens. They are beautiful. One of my other very favorite linens is 36 count R&R French Vanilla. I love it. It's so beautiful. I'm doing my it's allergy season for me here. There's this awful weed called ragweed. It messes up my September. Okay. The R&R French Vanilla, I'm using it for the Manor at Quaker Hill so pretty. And I used it on this one as well. So I'm so excited. It's so pretty. So I cut myself my piece of linen. I had all my flosses, all of the I forget if it, does it call for, oh, it calls for Weeks Dye Works. So all the Weeks Dye Works over dyed flosses are right here. They pretty. They just make me really want to smile and smile and smile. Oh, so beautiful. Look at those colors. And I started yesterday. It's not a very big sampler, so again, really enjoying that. I forgot to trim my thread. I'm afraid you'll see that. Okay, here it is, R&R French vanilla. And I would say that's a little more than half of the border outlined. And I could have kept going. It was going really fast, but I really wanted to play with some of the colors before the day was over. So I did all that yesterday. And after I'm done here, I'm gonna pull that out and do it again. I don't know if you can see the French vanilla really well, but I love it. It's just a stunning linen and one of my very favorites. So I encourage you to get yourself a piece. All right, I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to talk about the things I have bought and kitted up and the plans I have. All right, be right back. Okay, so let's talk about the things I've kitted up, which is it's pretty much all my haul so far, except for the things that haven't arrived yet. My charts from Expo that I ordered, and then I have 2 charts coming from 123 Stitch. I think that's it. Maybe. Anyway, these are the things I have kitted up. Want to start this one. I gotta figure out when. Okay, anyway, another very, very sweet friend. Gosh, this community is so generous and kind and loving, and I'm just blessed to be a part of it. So another sweet, sweet, sweet friend, generous, lent me this beautiful book from Blackbird Designs. This is not mine to keep. It is a loan, and I'm so very thankful. Joyo Noel. If this were Spanish, would be good. So I want to stitch this one right here. So she lent me the book and said keep it and stitch anything out of it you want. I'm not in a hurry. So I had about half of the flosses in other projects, so I haven't pulled those out yet. So these are the colors that I ordered for that Joyo Noel that I didn't already have. They're really pretty. There's pomegranate is in the chart and some other really pretty ones, but some that really stood out to me that I didn't already have this autumn. It's really beautiful, the colors in that. And then this one I think is so pretty. Sweet pea. Love it. So I'm not quite sure. I haven't picked a linen yet, and I'm not quite sure when I will start that. But I'd really maybe like to at least start it this year for Christmas. I think I know I have a Blackbird Christmas one, another one that I'm working on. The bells on Christmas Day. So we'll see, but I'd like to at least get that one started. All right. The next thing, I kitted up because I just couldn't stand it anymore, and then I found out that she had just made this chart available as a PDF on her Etsy shop from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. She has a shop on Etsy, and I'll insert a color picture right here of this chart. This is Hannah Hetherington. And I have wanted it and wanted it and wanted it. I just think it's beautiful. Those blues are gorgeous. And then she just recently made it available as a PDF. And so I bought that and downloaded that. And again, I have not picked out a linen. I may start this month. Not sure. We'll see. If I can, okay, maybe that's it. Oh yes, that's what I decided. Okay. Once I finish Martha Davies, then I'm gonna allow myself to finish, or to start Hannah Hetherington. Look at those colors. Aren't they pretty? Oh, I love blue. There's some beautiful blues. Jaybird, look at that. I can't wait to do this one. And so, again, Hannah Hetherington from the Heart Needle Art. Wendy is such a gifted stitcher, and I'm really excited to start that one. So if I can finish Martha Davies in September, then I'll get to start that one. So then, yesterday was my birthday, and I told my husband that all I really wanted was this one thing that you could only get from the attic needlework in Arizona, and that he had to call them, and this is all he had to do, is just to ask for this, and they would be happy to charge his credit card and package it up and send it. And so he did. He made the call to Attic Needlework. I think he talked to Mrs. Flossie, and I told him, I said, I need 36 count linen, and I want the over-dyed cotton. I made it a bag today. So pretty. I got a new bag, and I'm so excited. I wanted this so much, and it's only, is it the sampler of the year at the attic? I forget. But you can only get it all kitted up right now at the attic. So you can't, this is a needlework press chart, and got 1848 by Needlework Press. You can't get this from Needlework Press right now. It's only available through the Attic Needlework, and then I think you have to either buy it with the linen and the floss, or I forget. Anyway, you can't get the chart by itself. You can only get it kitted up in some form or fashion. So he called for me and ordered the and got reproduction sampler. It's so beautiful. That flower just kills me. And then my sons were like, look, it's a red cow. So they liked that. So I got the sampler, the chart. I told him, just tell them to send, you know, of course they're going to pick the linen. That's fine. And tell me I need 36 count linen. So they sent a beautiful, beautiful piece. Oh, look at this. This is 36 count Seraphim Fabrics, Bee's Knees. It is beautiful. Wow, look at that. That is going to be gorgeous. I am so in love. Okay, that, and then I don't have these on a ring yet because I like to put them on my little cardboard floss tags. I like everything all the same. But they sent me all 14. I think it was charted with, you could do either a Veriswa silk, the SWA 103, sorry, or there's a classic Colorworks cottons, and that's what I wanted. I love overdyed cottons. And look at all of those beautiful flosses. So these came with it. So that was my big birthday gift, was Anne and the chart. Oh, the beautiful flosses and the linen. So that's going to be a start. Work a little bit longer on the ES spot motif, we'll see, and then I'm going to start this one. So that's the rest of my sampler September plans, and I'm so excited. This is just gorgeous, and this linen is to die for. So anyway, it got its own bag today. It is ready to go. It is going downstairs in my downstairs whip basket because it's going to be waiting. All right, so that's all my haul and my plans for the rest of sampler September, and I think my plans for October. And then I just wanted to show you something else because it's so pretty. don't remember where I saw. I've always known about Susan Branch, this author Susan Branch. And I just came across some of her books, and I bought this one off of Thrift Books, and there might be one for every season. I know there's a Christmas one, there's a summer book, might be a couple others. Anyway, I just thought I would really love to have this one and put it on a little easel as I decorate for fall. Look how pretty. I just love, so it's full of recipes. Look at the, just look at the paper on the inside. It's full of recipes, beautiful artwork, and just pretty little things. So I'm not quite ready to decorate for fall yet here. I think I'll wait till September, what is that, 21st, 22nd? First day of fall. Even though, 21st, even though it won't really feel like fall, probably still here. That'll be when I start decorating for fall. So I just thought it was beautiful, and I just love her artwork. And so I thought I'd start with the fall one. And oh, look at that. Greenberry apple crisp. Anyway, so it's just a used copy I found on Thrift Books for a good price. So I'm real excited about that. All right, next up, I'm going to announce the giveaway winners from last time. And then I have a couple things for giveaway that I was given that I'm not going to stitch, but I think you might like to stitch them. All right, so last time I had 2 items for giveaway. First one was a grouping of 2 charts. I was giving away a Prairie Schooler Autumn Leaves. I stitched this and finished it, and would like to pass that on. And then a copy of Boo to You, and I said, asked y'all to talk about samplers or your plans, but then I also said, for this one, use the word fall. And for that, there were 268 comments. And Jerry, you are the winner. I will insert a picture of your comment right here. So congratulations, Jerry. I will comment on your comment, and you can either you can email me. My email is in the drop-down box below, and send me your address, and I'll get these shipped out to you. So the other item that I had was the Erica Michaels Nativity Berry with the linen and the teeny start I made. And so the word for this was berry, and there were 115 comments for this, and Barbara A. McCorkle won this. I will insert a picture of your comment here. So congratulations, Barbara. I will comment on your comment, and you can send me your address, and I will get this mailed up to you. All right, so this time I have a couple things that I was given that I just am not going to stitch, but I would love to share with you all. This is a really cute little kit from the Mill Hill. It is the buttons and beads kind of collection, and this one is called Puppy Paws. See it? Wipe your paws. So cute. And I am just not going to make this, and so I would like to send this kit. I think it has everything in it. There shouldn't be any parts missing. I don't know if it came with the button, but I never took the button out of here, so let me see. Oh, yeah, there's the button. Look at that cute little dog bone button. So it's got the perforated paper, the chart, the floss, the beads, the button. So I'll put that all back in a minute. So again, Puppy Paws. So in your comment, use the word puppy, and you can be entered to win this chart. And then I also have this beautiful kit as well. This is, I've never heard of this before. This is from the UK, so this is from England. Bothy threads, and this is called the Strawberry Thief. It's a beautiful kit. It includes the aida and all the beautiful floss and a chart to stitch that. And it says here it's a 14 count ivory aida, and it is adapted. The design is adapted from the original design for a printed fabric by William Morris in 1883. So this is charted to look like a piece of William Morris fabric from 1883. So really pretty. This is called Strawberry Thief. So if you would use strawberry in your comment if you want to be entered to win this. And then I have a really kind of an interesting question this time. How do you practice contentment? I've really been thinking about that lately. Sometimes I go through these phases of I want to buy it all. And then I realize I didn't need that. I didn't need that. I wanted it. And it's okay to buy things we want and have fun and enjoy our craft. That's not what I'm saying. But sometimes I can get caught up in the hustle of buying all the things. And sometimes I feel really called to be more content with what I have and to stitch and to quilt with what I have, to read the books that I have and not buy any others. So as I enter this fall season, I thought, wonder in what ways I could practice contentment. So I don't know if you have some thoughts about practicing contentment, or stemming that tide when it hits of I want to buy it all. Just something I've been thinking about, and I wonder, how do you deal with that? I know we're all often so tempted by everything we see here on FlossTube, and it's a beautiful craft and I love it, and I'm not ashamed of anything I buy, and I'm happy with everything I buy, but I think sometimes I feel that that desire for more. And so there's a scripture verse that I was listening to a podcast, which was it was a replay of Elizabeth Elliot, a missionary's wife, and just a phenomenal speaker. And she was talking about the scripture verse that God will provide all your needs. And she said something to the effect of, if you don't need it, he's not going to supply it. And I know that doesn't mean we sit there and wait for everything just to fall in our lap, right? But it just makes me think about, what do I really need, and what does God want to provide for me in that contentment? In that, if I stop seeking long enough, what else does He want to provide for me? Maybe spiritually, or ways to grow. Anyway, those are my thoughts, and I'm interested to hear what you have to say, because as I enter into these fall months, I think I'm going to want to practice a little bit of restraint, a little bit of contentment, and focus on the beauty in nature, focus on my family, and just what does God have in store for me these last 3.5 months of the year. There's not much left. 2021 is going to be over before we know it. I can't believe it. We enter that time of thankfulness, and so I want to be thankful for all that He has blessed me with and all the needs that He does provide for me. So I'm really thankful for all of you, and I'm thankful we get to share this fun time together. I love samplers, I love stitching, I love quilting, I love reading, and I love sharing it all with you. And it's just so much fun, and it's been a real blessing to me. So I hope y'all have a fabulous couple of weeks. I will be back to show you how my samplers are coming along. And I should be filming another Let's Begin Quilting video here soon. And I think that's it. I think that's all I've got. So as always, God bless you, and I'll be thinking about you and praying for you. Subscribe and like and comment and email and all the things, and I will see you in a couple weeks.